Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Quad V, live from MSI's Beat It 2010. As you just saw, Grubby, we are clenching our fists with joy, for we have a consolation final.
And it is a big match, ladies and gentlemen. We've got Lin against Moon, two of the prime players from South Korea in Warcraft 3 right now, both in team We Made Fox. And as we take a look at the consolation finals, we see them go head-to-head on the first map in Melting Valley.
Now, we have seen today two matches already. It was Remind versus Moon, of which Moon won. And then before that, we had our first game. It was Lin taking on
TH000.
And there you go. We had 2-2-1s. You can check out the VODs online. Two very good games in their own right.
Yeah, they were definitely very good games. And TH, or as how they call them in China, eggs or triple eggs, because the 3 zeros look like eggs. Yeah, he had a formidable game, coming back from a 0-1 in a 36-minute, pretty epic game, and decisively tying up the game 1-1 on Secret Valley. And then finally the third game on Twisted Meadows, he had a nice creeping plan and took the match quite dominatingly.
So this one, Lin and Moon, we're going to get ourselves a Korean in the final, but Grubby, who's it going to be?
I find it very difficult to predict. These players have met each other quite a lot. You've got the WCG Korea. No, they didn't meet there. I'm thinking about Season 8 Korean regional finals. The one that gets you to qualify for the BlizzCon tournament in the end of October. They met there, and Moon defeated Lin in this tournament. Lin had a bit of trouble beating Moon for a while. Then suddenly he started turning it around, beating Moon so many times in a row, up to the point where it seemed like he really had Moon's number. And at some point, about perhaps 1 year or 3/4 of a year ago, Moon suddenly started winning a lot again. Not just against Lin, but against a lot of orcs. And that's why I find it so difficult to predict right now. They both played one best of 3 today, so they've definitely had their warming up in. Moon won his game, which should give him a little bit of confidence, whereas Lin lost his game. But it's a different race, so it won't exactly be the same. I think he'll feel it won't necessarily be representative of how he'll perform in this game. We do see kind of a standard start here on Melting Valley. Okay, the first deviating thing that I can mention is usually after creeping this camp here with the 3 trolls, Night Elf will go here, creep the Ogre Mage, secure that sentry ward, or I should say watcher ward. This is a little eye that's placed on the map which will belong to Moon for the entire game. It's not counterable or removable, and it basically makes sure that he has a little eye scouting in a range around the shop here for the whole game. So it's pretty crucial to have at least one of them so that you have some map control. And the fact that he didn't do that and made sure that Lin couldn't do it either, because that's usually the way how Orc responds, is to do the same thing. So both of them without that vision yet, and Moon must have some good reason for not wanting to do that.
Now, from your perspective, is there any difficulty? Well, there's an obvious difficulty coming from loser bracket, but is there going to be any plague on these two players? The fact that they didn't make it through the top bracket, or will that be out of their brains and they'll be truly focused on this game?
Yeah, I think the latter thing you said makes pretty much sense. I don't think they have a lot of time to be comfortably thinking about the grand finals game. Right now, this should be the highest on their priority list. If it's not, I think they'll pay the price for it in the lack of concentration and prioritizing. Another thing that I want to mention is Moon is making a Tree of Life here. So while he's making it look like a standard talent tech, although I have to say his tech was a little bit too late for it to look like that, and from that alone, Lin could have deducted that he's doing something different. But for the rest, it looks like a normal talent tech, but he's actually making a very fast Tree of Life. And I feel somehow that Lin's escaping grunt saw it by luck. I do feel that it would be very smart of him if he had sent it there on purpose, but I feel he was just sending it away to avoid it getting killed, not paying too much attention to where he's sending it, and then he happened to see this tree. But given the state of his units and hero, he can't really take it down, even if he has seen it, but it means a lot anyway to see it that early.
Just spot the course in which the game may take. And now we'll see whether he's able to do anything about it. The Demon Hunter of Moon is going to protect as best he can.
Yeah, and we see also, even though Moon is attacking, he found a place somewhere to build a Huntress Hall. I haven't seen it yet. Okay, it's right here. Not necessarily hidden. It does serve a purpose in seeing whether Orc passes this little alleyway in front of Moon's base, so it serves a purpose in that. Moon buying a boost of speed, no dust of appearance, as he feels that any of the movements that the Blade Master is going to make are going to be quite overt as opposed to covert, because he lost a lot of mana, that's for one. Moon knows he's going home to heal because he has to, and then Moon knows that either he will come for his expansion or he won't. You know, if he won't, fine, he's going to expand. If he is, that's going to be the most obvious move anyway, so maybe he feels like he didn't need the Dust of Appearance and he rather saved that 75 gold.
He talked earlier today about Lin's game sense. How does that come into it? Why is he just sort of naturally, you know, his second guess is always right as to what your opponent might be doing?
Yeah, I think Lin's game sense is quite excellent. It could even be conceivable that even though he was sending the Grunt away to save it, he let it serve a double purpose in sending it exactly along that path, just to see whether there's a Tree of Life building there. And this is one of the most favorite positions to build the Tree of Life if your goal is to build an expansion in the corner.
And right on cue. Over to the expansion point he goes. And
so when we talk about how the game has gone so far, as opposed to in which direction, in which balance the scales are tipped, we can do a little bit of maths. Lin lost 2 grunts. One of them was chased down here by the Ogre Lord, which made Moon level up to Demon level 2. Moon also killed a Scout Peon there, which slightly reduced Lin's wood amount that he could mine. It gives Moon 25 experience. Lin chose to remake it because he doesn't want to be behind in wood. And now he's losing a burrow, so that's 4 points scored for Moon. And in the meantime, Lin scored 1 Wisp detonate the most, I think. Moon was very deft in the maneuvering of his Wisps around his base. And Lin can't really count too much points on his side of the table yet, so if he loses this burrows, it's going to be absolutely massive. 2 burrows down is going to completely inhibit his ability to make any kind of army, which is exactly what he needs to kill the expansion. However, Moon is not mining from it yet, so all it has done so far is waste his own resources, but at the same time he got back so much for it because it's a kind of pressure on Lin. And I find it very smart that he chose not to move it into the creeps, not be too, let's say, stubborn in wanting to follow up with his expansion plan right away. He waited for exactly the right time, and I must say he did really marvelous there, taking down 2 burrows, first taking the aggression to the Orc, and on such a long map as Melting Valley, the Orc is forced to go home, and after that he's not right away ready to go into the map. And it could be quite tempting for Moon to double-click that town portal. As we know in Warcraft 3, if you want to save your hero, you can make it invulnerable by town portaling away, and it will be whisked away to safety. The fastest way to do that is to double-click town portal. But what it will do, it will town portal you to the biggest Tree of Life that you have, the most upgraded one, and in this case, that's his main base. That would have forced him to walk all the way to his expansion to creep it out. But he already had in his mind that if he gets to be in trouble, low life, he's gonna not double click. He's gonna click his town portal once, then choose the location and town portal to his expansion. So obviously he's not making any stupid mistakes yet.
He's calm, it would appear.
Sorry?
Calm under fire?
Calm, yes, exactly. And Lin won't have any more units for quite some time because of the burrow loss, so he's using what he has right now to see if he can't somehow equal out the score a bit. He knows Moon doesn't have town portal, neither did Moon find greater healing potion here or greater invulnerability, and that Demon Hunter is a little bit scared.
Demon Hunter is staying away at the back, but will be allowed to escape. But it may come at the cost of one of those units there that was hexed.
A very fast abolish upgrade by Moon for to take away that Spirit Link and to abolish Hex. Quite nice use of it. He couldn't save his Forest Troll Berserker though as it went down, but with just 3 grunts against Dryads, all the micro advantages on the Night Elf side. You need that Raider to be able to kill anything, and that's just what he might do with this new Raider here. Can he take down the Demon? No, he wasn't in time to block because they were being slowed by the Dryads. Pretty sovereign game so far by Moon, with Lin trying to kill some units, which he manages, but he lost both of the Raiders he had so far, and he didn't quite get off that last ensnare to make sure that he could kill one more unit. Doing quite well regarding the circumstances, but by now Beastmaster is level 3. That means we're going to see Quillbeast level 2 soon, or Raging Quillbeast as they call it.
You've got that enthusiasm down on the Raging Quillbeast, a future sports commentator, I feel. Here we go, the Beastmaster takes some damage, and Moon continues to try to push away Lin, whose Shadowhunter's taken a fair whack himself, and it seems to be now the attention of Moon's Rage. Yeah. Oh, and Lin just says, enough's enough, this isn't going my way, GG.
Very, very powerful game by Moon there, and some people might wonder why did Lin attack there when he was so obviously gonna lose. Sometimes in Warcraft 3 you have to make a decision which you think might work or it might not work, even if you think it's a small chance to work. If you know that it's a higher percentage chance, like let's say 20% as opposed to 5% in a defensive economical game, then you gotta take that, and it was not a foolish attack. He could have, for example, gotten the Demon Hunter kill that could have catapulted him to level 3-3. It could have led onwards into a Beastmaster kill, but when Moon is very meticulous in saving his units constantly, that means that there's no momentum to grip for Lin. There's no way to get a grip on the game anymore, and yeah, Moon played it out quite perfectly.
Is Moon semi in sort of good day mode, as in the fact that he seems to be in good form today? Is that what carried him into that match, well warmed up and ready to fight, or was it just a perfect performance regardless of the day?
Yeah, I think he's had quite good game sense so far, Stuart.
Yes, it doesn't matter what game you play. Sometimes if it's your day, and you can rise to any opponent.
Right. And I think that was probably Lin's map choice, Melting Valley. I would be surprised if it weren't. Usually the elves opt to take out either Secret Valley or Melting Valley, ergo one of the valleys. And now we're getting Turtle Rock, and even though that's Moon's map choice, I know Lin is very comfortable playing against the elf on that. So it will be pretty exciting to see whether it will be close positions, which will be a very hands-on game, or perhaps a cross map where we'll see more creeping and perhaps some expansions from Moon.
All right, well, when we come back, we will check out Turtle Rock in that map number 2 of Lin versus Moon in the consolation finals here in Beijing.